Hey guys, welcome to Collector's Choice. Kyle here, and today we are going to be featuring corners, and we're going to show you how to look for damaged corners when you're picking up your comics when you go on Wednesday when you go to pick up your new comics. So make sure that your collection is optimized to its highest potential. Alright, so here are our two identical Walking Dead number 163s, the same one we used in the last episode. And we are going to go over corner damage. We have a good copy here, and we have a damaged copy. A little better condition and a much worse condition copy. Let's get a little closer and show you how to look for damage.
Alright, so to check your corners is actually pretty easy. You just do a visual test of every single corner. We're going to look at each corner front and back just to check for damage. And normally the first thing you're going to see is a manufacturer's cut or manufacturer damage on the corner. And that just happens when a comic is made and is unavoidable in 99% of comics. Even most 9.8s, they'll have manufacturer cuts on them. So if we're looking at this is the first corner we're going to start out with. You look at the top. It actually looks really good. And if it was in a bag on a board, you wouldn't be able to tell. You'd have to take it out. And we're actually going to go over to the other side. Alright, so here is that same corner on the reverse side. And if you notice, there's a little bit of a white flap hanging up. That is going to be a manufacturer's cut, and that just happens when the comic is made and folded over. It just creases like that, and sometimes you might not get it, and that's where you see a rare Holy Grail 10. But that's why we're 9.9 comics. We're being realistic here. But let's check the other corners just to see what else we're looking at. Alright, here is the top adjacent corner. On the top side, that's crisp right there. That'll pass a test. There's no white creases where the paint is broken, where the ink is broken. It's a perfect corner. But now let's flip it over on its back. Now here's that same corner. This comic has a little bit of discoloration because it hasn't been in the bag and board. These are just our example comics, so we kind of want them to get messed up so we can show you damaged comics. We pride ourselves in good comics. We don't have a lot of damage ones lying around, but we have a little bit of discoloration there in the corners. But otherwise, that corner is in good shape. But you will get marked for those 4 little dots you see just under the edge of the page. Now let's go to the last 2 corners and see what else we got. Alright, now here is the corner right below that one. On the front side looks good. There's a little teensy bit of a little tiny like hair, almost like pulp just coming off the edge of it, the corner, but it's so tiny they might even, depending on who's grading it, they might even let that pass because it's really not that noticeable. But now let's flip that over on its back and inspect the other corner. Now here is the back of that same corner. It is in very good condition. That's a passing corner right there. We don't see anything flayed up. We don't see any creases, no broken ink, anything. And now let's get over to the last. I saved the best for last for you guys. Here is the final corner. Now if you notice, there's significant damage to this corner. There's that crease right there. It's all pushed in. It's an impact crunch. Basically what's when a comic is dropped or in a box and is throttled around, it shifts and it'll bang its corner. Even if it's in a bag or board, it doesn't matter. That's why you got to be careful with your comics no matter what. You'll get this impact crunch right here. But it also has manufacturer's damage. It's hard to see, but it's there. Now we've seen the front of it. Let's go over to the back of it. Now here's the back. Alright, here's that same corner. Now that's some significant damage, guys. This comic has been dropped. If it'd be a complete waste of money to get this graded, and you wouldn't even want to waste your time trying to sell it or trade it. It's a reader. That's what we've got here, especially with a corner like that. But that is the last and final corner. And now this is a bad example of a comic. Let's now show you a good example of corners. Alright, so here's our first corner again. Looks good. You don't see any manufacturer from the front, but then again with the other one you didn't. Let's go to the reverse. You've got a little bit of fuzz showing there. There's a 50-50 chance you'll get a mark for that. Now let's go to the other corner. Top side looks alright. There's a little bit of a discoloration at the top. It could be a slight bend in the page, but again, I think that'd be a 50-50 call on that. I don't know if it'd be bad enough for them to really get you on it, because I've seen 9.8 with worse corners. But this did come in the same box as the other damaged comic we had, so let's double check that reverse side just to make sure we don't have any damage on the reverse side. And we do a little bit. It's hard to see from here, but you can see how the corner is raised ever so slightly. That's a mark. They'll definitely get you for that. It's not creased, but it's definitely bent, and you can, stuff like this in very small circumstances, you can basically set something light enough to not mess your spine up, and you can fix that corner. But it's really rare where you can touch your comics up to increase the grade, and if so, it's not, you're not going to be able to do it with corners most of the time. If the corner's messed up, your corner's messed up. And here's the bottom right. Definitely got a little bit of a crease to it. Like I was saying, these haven't been well taken care of. These are for damage, showing damage, and they have better qualities than others in some areas and worse than the others. So they're really good examples. But here we have a bent corner there. They'll mark you for that, definitely. That's a 100% failure. Now let's look at the reverse side, and there we go. There's a crease. So yeah, this corner is messed up. Just from that corner alone, I wouldn't worry about getting this thing graded. But I mean, compared to the other one, if these were the only two in a comic book shop when you got there and you were to pick one up, you're looking at the least damaged copy. Let's just take, before we call it a go, let's check the last corner. And as you can see, it is 100% better, or 99% better, because I mean manufactured, than the other corner. It's not. There's no manufacturer's crunch. Or manufacturer's crunch. There's no impact crunch. There is, however, a manufacturer's crease. It's hard to sell. It's hard to see, but it's in there. Whenever you see white, that's usually bad. But if it's on the corner, it's better than seeing it on the spine, to be honest. Now let's check the reverse side. And yeah, the manufacturer's. Okay. And as you can see, there is your manufacturer's cut, the flap of it, flapping off on the back there in the breeze. This is a much better comic than the other one, but at least you know how to look what a manufacturer's cut looks like, what an impact bump looks, or an impact crunch looks like, how to verify them. And when you're looking through the stacks of comics on the rack every Wednesday, you won't go wrong.
There we go. And that concludes today's episode of Collector's Choice. Thank you for watching. And remember to like and subscribe, comment, any other questions, anything we didn't mention in the show, feel free to put in the comments and we will answer them for you. Also, remember to watch 9.9 Comics with Chris and Kyle every week, where we tell you the pull list for the most collectible comics of the week. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.